Hello friends, I'm here with Kimberly Wood. We just hauled up from Anchorage on Maui, and we're bound for Coral Gardens. You been there?
Never.
Me either, I've never been there. We're gonna anchor there for the night, do some snorkeling, check it out, and see what it's all about. Beautiful day off the coast of Maui, and looking forward to a mellow passage of 10 miles. Sandwich style, beautiful West Maui mountains. Just cruising, there's no real wind. We're doing 3.7 knots, just like heading south. Very nice. Did a drive-by at Coral Gardens. There's quite a bit of tour boats there, a lot of snorkelers. We're just gonna keep pushing on for McGregor Landing and see what that's all about. Drop the hook for the night. Breezy. 14 knots. We just got past that point. 16 knots.
Ew, got a little bit of wind.
At that point. It got very exciting very quickly. Went from like 6 knots all day to 20 knots. Might get more around this point, might just have to drop the main. But it got real silly. We were gonna sail, put the headsail out, and then we just got blasted. So we're only a mile from where we want to be. Ooh. Silly wind. So yeah, it got very lively. We had to drop the main entirely. We're just trying to motor around this point. We saw up to 27 knots of wind so far. So funny, it just came out of nowhere. I guess that's one of those windmills on the hill above us. Sailing catamaran ahead of us. But hopefully around this point and we get into some kind of protection. This anchorage is supposed to be like well protected from all winds, so we're just gonna go look at it. If nothing else, we'll head back to Coral Gardens and anchor there for the night. That was really mellow, right? Coral Gardens?
Yeah, it was mellow there.
Yeah, so, yeah, it's lively over here right now.
Jeez.
Boy, exciting anchor situation there. This cove is pretty protected, but not 100%. It's blowing, it's not blowing anything like it is out there. It's blowing like 20 kind of regularly, but we were seeing 27 knots. So the hook set hard. It set so hard just from the winds that it spun the boat straight. So I'm happy with that. We have 5 scope out, all chain in 20, how many? 23 feet of water?
23.8.
Yeah, so 24 feet of water.
23.8.
And 24 feet of water. And yeah, wild time. So now we're sitting anchor watch for an hour, see how she does, make some eggs, and eat some food. Pretty mellow night last night on the hook. The winds kind of fluctuated all night. They were never as bad as when we arrived. They're already starting to come up now. I feel like they're blowing 12 in the Anchorage, 12 to 15 probably. There's white caps out offshore already. So we should have a really good sail today to Molokini Crater, which is basically almost due south of our position. I want to read you about this. This is called McGregor Landing, and I'll read you the little history, what they say, and the cruising guide. So this is the same cruising guide I've been using the whole time. The story told of McGregor Landing is a novel one, perhaps more legend than fact. Somewhere around the 1870s, Captain Daniel McGregor, who ran an inter-island trading ships, was en route to Maui Landing. Is that?
Well, that sounds right.
While sailing into the bay during the night, his ship encountered heavy winds and rain. Knowing he could not anchor in his usual spot at Maui, Captain McGregor had 3 men go forward with lead lines to sound the water ahead while searching for a less exposed anchorage. Soon the captain's... when the wind seemed to diminish and the water became significantly more shallow and calm, he ordered the anchor dropped. The captain awoke the next day to find he had discovered, quite by accident, a wonderfully protected little cove, which we're in. The protecting point and the cove today bear his name. Soon, captains of other ships began to anchor at McGregor Point, and eventually a wharf was built here for the use of the inter-island steamers and other ships. I don't know where the wharf was.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Maybe it's underwater, but we don't see any signs of like an abandoned wharf. But it served us good. Since we came in, we were seeing 27 knots coming in yesterday, and it was a little feisty. So yeah, we're getting ready to haul up and push for Molokini Crater. I have long wanted to go there, and you haven't been there.
Yeah,
right?
I'm so excited.
Yeah, we're stoked. So we're gonna pick up one of the moorings. There's some moorings that have a pennant on top of the water. There's some underwater, so we'll see what's available when we get there. And oh, Honu!
Honu! Oh, what about that dog? Oh, get it! Oh, that's good luck.
Oh,
that one's massive.
That is a big boy.
Oh, that's a big boy.
He's checking out the dinghy. He's like, "What up, girl?"
You got anything I can eat?
Oh my God, he's totally checking out the dinghy.
He is. I wonder if he's looking for algae growth or something.
That is very
shucks,
funny.
he's coming.
Hi, baby.
Hi.
Good morning. That is so funny.
Wow. Hi.
Oh my goodness.
Dang.
He's a big one.
That's a big one.
Jeez.
Hello, good morning.
Oh, good. He knew he was supposed to stay 10 feet away from us, so he went ahead and take his dive. So, there you go.
Ew.
Honu approved. Time to get the ship in order, haul up, and push for Molokini Crater. Look at that mountain scene, wow. Look at how pretty the mountain is. Amazing, right? Yeah. So we're a mile from Molokini. Been sailing wing and wing for a little bit. Making 5 knots right now. We're in 12 knots of breeze and apparent wind. And we're about to kind of bring everything in and do a motor around and figure out where we want to pick up a mooring. The last tour boat that was here just left, so the crater's totally empty right now. It might remain empty for the rest of the afternoon, but it's like 11 a.m. right now, and pretty stoked. Another new spot. So yeah, time to get ready for our approach.
So many great crickets. Oh man, that's beautiful. Do you see these crickets on the side of the mountain? They're just hanging out, just perched. Whoa, okay, some of that's bird poop, but others are birds. Oh wow, this looks amazing. Negative! I see one! 11 o'clock! It's on the surface! Roger! Oh, friggin' bird fight! That's awesome.
So we located one of these balls, and I see the other one on the other side that's on the surface. The conditions in this bay are silly right now, and it's only going to get worse as the day goes on. It's 11 o'clock afternoon. This place is going to be sketch. So we're abandoning our Molokini. Maybe in the morning we'll pop over first thing. We're going to check out this other anchorage across the way. Look at the book, see what it says, and no reason to have a terrible, miserable night. I mean, I wouldn't even want to snorkel in these conditions. So we're going to charge out through the silliness out of the crater and point for another anchorage. Boy, it got real sketch real quick. Winds are up to 17 now. We had a hard time getting out of the crater. Problem is you got to dive on most of those moorings, so it's not, and you shouldn't drop your hook. If we had to, we would, but you have no sort of like leeway in that crater, and it's like a lee shore. Very, very, very sketchy. We just got out. Thankfully got the headsail out, sheeted flat, 90%, and we're doing like 3 knots, just like clawing our way out. At points we were just doing less than half a knot, kind of just being held still by the waves. We couldn't get out of the crater. But me and Kimberly got it knocked out, and it was sketchy as hell. Adventuring. We checked out that anchorage and it was too sketch, don't you think?
Yeah.
It was like, it did not feel protected at all. Maybe it's just the wind direction right now, but I was not into it. So we're gonna head for Perouse Bay, which is where we need to be to take off for the Big Island anyway, so that's where we're bound for now. So it's always about being flexible when you're sailing. You gotta be able to just like change course when you need to change course and head for a new spot. It's all about safety, right?
Yeah. of flexibility. How?
We're gonna get around 100 meters, okay? What's the bottom look like? You see anything?
I see nothing.
Put it neutral. Another routine.
Okay.
Good depth.
What?
Depth.
32! Rolling.
Woo! This is awesome. Check out the basalt. So cool. Been to a lot of basalt, like cliffs and waterfalls in Iceland. So cool. Really awesome. Yeah, this place is sick.
And those caves.
What do you think?
There's
cool,
that's
right?
amazing. And sea caves.
And it, oh, sea caves. Pretty protected too. It's pretty chill, right?
Yeah, yeah. And there's like a bunch of different things. There's a beach, rocks. There's a. Oh, I'm excited.
It's awesome.
All right, time to get the snubber on, get her all set up, happy. And this snubber, what this snubber does, if you've seen some of my past videos, you already know this, but this is like nylon rod, and it springs and stretches, so it will take shock loads of swells and waves and stuff a lot better than chain. So chain could destroy your windlass, so you always want to have a snubber, your nylon, so that it can stretch and give. So this is actually going to be taking all the load. Basically, I just hook it on, get my lines both set where they want to live, and then you got to hold tension on it so it doesn't fall off the chain as you pay out. And then you pay out like 6 feet so that you're sure that there's slack on your chain. There's nothing, no load on your windlass. And then I put on a second little emergency snubber in case one of these chafed through or it fell off. This is like the kind of last hope. And then we're set. We're anchored. Perouse Bay, Maui.
If you enjoy the content on this channel and would like to contribute, you can consider joining the Patreon crew. Thanks for watching. Fair winds until next time.